Art with Miss Kate.
Buenos dias, artistas. Hello, artists. Thank you for the theme song on the jaw harp. That was super cool. Today we're going to learn about value and shade. And Emmylou the art dog and I want to show you this mural that I made in my house. Those of you in 3rd grade, when we were learning about value and shade, getting ready for our tile series, may remember that I told you I was going to do a value mural. So I made this with just one color, and it's about this color right here. And the way I created the different values of this ochre or saffron color is by adding various amounts of water to my brush. So it's just one color from a can, it's latex house paint. Then I dip my brush in water, and that's how I achieve all these different effects. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. We're going to do a little demo. So that's how I made this. And I'm actually going to do the wall that's adjacent to it with greens. So this room isn't done yet, but I thought this would be a great way to show you value. Value means yellow, lighter yellow, lighter yellow, lightest yellow. That's what value means in art. In math, it means place value, like ones, tens, 50s, 100s, thousands. It also can mean monetary value, like I could say, the value of my car is very low because it has 250,000 miles on it. That means if I tried to sell it, I wouldn't get very much money. And it also has an emotional meaning. I could say, I value Emmylou the art dog very, very much. She's had a lot of health problems. She's from a puppy mill. She's inbred. She's had a lot of issues, but boy, do I value her with my heart. But in terms of money, she's not worth anything because she was from a puppy mill and she doesn't have papers. So let's go into the other room here, and I'm going to show you how to create value and shade in the art sense. Shade in art is when something gets darker. And that kind of makes sense, like the shade under a tree is darker than the grass next to the tree that isn't shaded. So I have 3 different ways you can do this, because I always try to make sure everyone can do our projects. Here, I did it with tempera paint. And this is the red from the container. Red plus a little white, a little more white, a little more white, a little more white, and a little more white. So I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 values of red. Here I added a little black to shade, and that's the red that's darker. This is with watercolor, and it may be hard to see, it's more subtle. Here's red from the watercolor container with some water, more water, more water, even more water, which is how I did the wall, only with latex and water. Here, I put a little bit of black with a lot of water on top of red for shading. This is colored pencil. So here is red, very pale, and this I achieved with pressure. This value study is achieved with pressure. If I press really hard on the pencil, it looks like this. If I barely gently use it, it looks like this. So darker, 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 darker. Here, I took this red and put a little bit of black on it. Okay? I'm going to show you all 3 ways now, so you can choose what you want to do based on what supplies you have in your house. That's how we always do art at home. It's based on what you have. So say I want to do watercolor. Let's pick purple, because it'll be real easy to see on the film. Here's some purple, where I am using not much water and a lot of paint. And it's pretty dark, right? The disadvantage of a dark color is making it even darker is pretty tricky, but I'll show you that in a minute. Now here's the purple with more water. And you can always go darker. Start with light, you can always go darker. Okay? Even more water. It's getting lighter and lighter. Kind of doing it fast so that my demonstration doesn't take too long, but you're sort of getting the picture, right? Now there I went too dark, I didn't mean to. I'll just try adding some more water and see what happens. I can't fix it, oh well. Let me be a little more cautious. I can put purple into some water like this. Then it's really light. In fact, you probably can't even see that on the camera. So that's how you do it with watercolor, alright? How do you do it with colored pencil? You choose a color, and whoops, I forgot to demonstrate how to make shade with purple. Sorry about that. So here's some purple, and if I want to shade, I take some black and I layer it in there. Black is our strongest, most powerful color, so be careful. Black is super strong, really strong. You want to just use a little. You can always go darker, but it's very hard to go lighter. Let's do a blue value study with my colored pencil. Here I'm barely coloring very gently. And you're going to see me get darker just by pressure. And you're going to see me get even darker. Okay. And if you want to shade it, you can gently add some black. Alright. And that's how I did this one right here. Now I'm going to show you how I did this one. Okay? I don't have any paper plates. I try to not throw things in the trash. I'm kind of a big recycler. So I just used a cardboard for my palette, which will work just fine. And I'm going to take this color. And remember, if you don't have tempera, use watercolor or use pencil. And you can do this with regular pencil. It doesn't even have to be colored pencil. So here's my plain paint straight from the container. Now I'm going to put some on my cardboard and add some white. Third graders did this. Fourth graders did it last year. Fifth graders did it 2 years ago. So for you folks, it's going to be a review, but it's awfully fun. I had so much fun doing it on my wall, for example. Boy, oh boy. So I would encourage you to try it, even if you already did it. It's fun to review. Now I add a little bit of white. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful. Put it down. It's a little bit lighter than that color. Hopefully it's not too subtle. Sometimes on the camera we can't see things that I can see in real life. So if it's too subtle, forgive me. To me it looks like a different value. Here, lighter. Gonna get more white. And I just start with a little bit of paint. You can always add more, but you can't put it back once you've turned it into another color, can you? Here. Let's make a lighter value. Okay. I think my dear friend and mentor Lori Worth taught me this project, I think it was, so thank you, Lori. Now let's try shading. Alright, so we have some of this color, which is right here. We really need to be cautious with our powerful black. Such a powerful color. So I have some right here. I can add black to that. If you add black to this, where you've already got the white mixed in, it'll turn grayish. So you need to add black to the color itself, not the color plus white. Take a tiny bit of black, tiny, tiny, tiny. Now that might be too subtle for our camera, but it is lighter, darker, excuse me, I can see that, but I don't know if you can see it on film. So let me try a little more. There we go. So now I have a shade. And you can do this project any way you want. You can do equal amounts shading and value. You can do all value. You can do all shading. You can alternate shade, value, shade. Have fun with it. You don't have to do it the way I showed you. You can do lines. You can do circles. You can do hearts, triangles, whatever you want. I hope you enjoy this project, my friends. Here's the watercolor one more time. And I miss you. Have fun learning about shade and value.